What's going on, my friends? In this video, we're going to be talking about 5 simple and easy tips and tricks to avoid emotional eating and get rid of it altogether. So, stick around. My name is Jackson Desjardins, and I've lost 70 pounds in the past year and a half utilizing tips and tricks that I learned all along the way in fighting binge eating disorder and fighting a lot of emotional eating problems over the past 4 or so years. So we're going to go into emotional eating and tricks to avoid them. So let's start by asking the question, what is emotional eating in the first place? So emotional eating is a type of eating that people utilize when they're stressed, when they're bored, when they're feeling any sort of these emotions that they don't know how to handle. So they end up just going to food for reinforcement. So they end up going to food to binge or something that tastes really good. So it's just going to be an instant gratification, dopamine rush right on the spot. They're going to go to food because that's going to give them a sense of pleasure, and enough pleasure to ease the pain of the stress or of the boredom or whatever it is that they are fighting at the moment. Due to emotional eating being so pleasurable, it becomes really addicting, and it turns into going into a binge mode whenever you end up feeling any type of intense emotion, be it stress or boredom or whatever it is. It's very, very addicting. So let's talk about 5 steps to avoid emotional eating, or just plan for success to not even have it be a problem. Step number 1 is plan your meals. Plan your meals, plan your snacks, plan everything out. Utilize the 6 Ps. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. That's what I've been told my entire life, and it's so true. So plan out what you're gonna have room for some leniency to be able to have something if somebody brings it in, have a bite, you know, have a drink with your friends. Like, make room for it, but know what you are putting into your body and plan it out, because that's going to protect you when you say, okay, am I really hungry? You know what I mean? So I know what I need to be having today. I know what I need to be eating. I've planned it all out. If I veer from this, I know that it's not necessarily what I was trying to do in the first place. Make room for having a little bit of fun, but remember that you are planning out what you are going to be eating, what you're going to be drinking, what you're going to be snacking on. Plan it out, because it's going to set you up for success. Step number 2, you need to ask yourself the question, are you really hungry? This is a really hard thing. It is so damn simple, but people have such a hard time understanding this. Ask yourself, are you truly hungry right now, or are you bored? Are you stressed out because you have an exam in 3 days that you're not prepared for? What is going on? Figure out what that is and ask yourself, okay, I ate, an hour ago, I ate a pretty good meal. Am I really hungry right now? Drink a bottle of water. Ask yourself the question. Eat an apple. Ask yourself the question. Am I really hungry right now? Do I need food, or am I just stressed out? Am I bored? Am I sad? What's going on? Ask yourself, are you really hungry? Step number 3, don't deprive yourself of foods that you enjoy. It's gonna lead to binges, and it's gonna lead to a bunch of stuff that you don't want. So if you enjoy sandwiches, like me, you've got to incorporate sandwiches in your diet. If you like eating specific other things, if you like rice bowls, if you like acai bowls, if you like whatever you enjoy eating, you've got to make sure that you are having that. You're not on a restrictive diet, because yes, it will lead to binges, and it will set you up for failure, because once you veer from it, you're gonna start black and white thinking, and then you're gonna say F it, and then do whatever you want because you're not supposed to be doing it, and you already screwed up. So you know what? I don't have a care in the world. I'm eating my feelings. Let's get it. That's what we don't want. So don't deprive yourself of things that you like. Make sure that you're eating things that you enjoy in moderation, and make sure that it's healthy. Make sure that you've planned it out, and just bottom line, don't deprive yourself of food. Just don't do it. Step number 4 is gonna be avoid temptation. So yes, you're going to want to eat the foods that you enjoy, but if you have certain trigger foods that are in your pantry that you can't handle if they're in there, and if you're stressed, you're gonna go home and you're gonna eat that shit, then just get rid of it. Just don't keep it around. For example, and try to connect with me on this, if you've ever had the privilege of eating the cheddar and sour cream baked ruffles, then God bless you, first of all, because I love those things. Those are literally like my favorite food on earth, and I cannot keep those in the house. If I keep those in the house, you can ask my roommates, you can ask my family. If those are in my house, I'm going to be going to the pantry frequently throughout the night. I'm gonna be eating an entire bag. Like, I can't keep those around, and I love them. So how do I work with this? I keep other chips that I like that aren't necessarily going to make me eat the entire bag. I keep those around. Just avoid things that you can't handle being in the house, because you will eat the entire thing. If you're somebody who likes to eat a spoonful of peanut butter, but you really know that you have 4 or 5, that's a shit ton of calories, and you're gonna not wanna keep as much of that around, or maybe like have to-go packs, like prepackaged things. Just make sure that you are not personally keeping a bunch of foods that are gonna trigger you into a binge fest, and it's gonna make you eat your feelings. Just get those out of the house. That's so important. Step number 5, and probably the most important step from this entire video, is learn from your setbacks. You have got to reflect on what has gone wrong in the past and what's gone right, So learn, okay, I binged really bad this day because I was really stressed out. What could I have done to avoid this? What could I have not had in the house? What mindset could I have had to make me avoid doing this in the first place? Learn from your mistakes. You've got to reflect, because if you're not reflecting, you're not learning. I encourage that you fail as much as possible, because failure breeds knowledge. Failure breeds success, because every time you fail, I love failing because I learned from it every single time. I failed for 4 years, but I learned from every failure, and I eventually found what worked for me. I never gave up, and I found what worked for me. So to avoid emotional eating, you're gonna have to look back at what went wrong, why it went wrong, and how you can prevent it. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video, so thank you so much for hanging with me this entire time, and if you are enjoying this content, it helps my channel so much if you subscribe down below and hit that bell icon, because you'll get notified every time I post a video. Leave a comment, leave a like, whatever you want to do, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.